Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Nias. Same, thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. So I love the fact that white people are calling themselves all out, right? Because now they are trying to run back to comfort. But a comfort will never save you people at this point in time because they are also pressing you as much as they are pressing my people. So the more you continue to enjoy the comfort, the more they are continuing to press you. So what are you going to do? Come out and do what you are supposed to do. Some of them are white people, this is what they have always been saying, that they are afraid to speak. And I am asking, why are you afraid to speak? You are afraid of the backlash, but it's only my people that are not afraid of the backlash, right? You all already have to get up and do what you are supposed to do as human beings. Black people have been doing this job for you for years, right? Just the only time they ask you people to come out and do what you are supposed to do, because you people are the majority of you came out to vote for who you voted for, and you all voted because you thought it was not going to stop with you. I mean, you are not going to experience any kind of maybe any kind of problem and all that, because it has always been your word. But the greatest part is that they actually started with you, right? And still, they started with you, and still, you are scared of what people are going to say when you come out to speak up on what it's going. That is to tell you that you all are not ready to do the job. Because when my people come out to speak, they do not care about the backlash, because no backlash is important aside from them getting what they want to do. You know what? Get up and go do something. Let's get into this.
One of the things I keep hearing from people in my community is that they're afraid to speak out because of backlash. They are afraid of retaliation. And I'm not just talking about retaliation from Trump and his cronies and his lawless authoritarian regime. I'm talking about retaliation from other community members. And one of the biggest things that I've learned in joining this movement is that when you begin to speak out, it's going to cost you some things. You're going to get uncomfortable because you're going to be making other people uncomfortable. They will try to silence you. If you're a business owner, they will try to ruin your business. They will stop doing business with you. If you work in sales, they'll no longer buy your product. They will try to hurt you in every single way for speaking out against their king. How do I know? I've lived it firsthand. I've faced the consequences of having this platform. I've lost friendships, family, career opportunities, a damn marriage, because I refuse to compromise on my beliefs in speaking out against Trump and his regime. And one of the biggest comments I hear from people in my community who disagree with what Trump is doing right now, who voted for him but disagree, they're afraid to speak out because they're afraid of the backlash. Get a backbone. No more excuses. Stand up for human rights. Know that silence is violence and silence is complicity. And ask yourself this question. When you look back on history, when your kids study this time, what side of history will you be able to tell your kids that you were on? Because no, you ain't going to be able to tell that lie if I'm around. I'm exposing every single one of you. Stop making excuses and get out there and do something. I'm not sure who needs to hear this today, but I need you to stop worrying about what could potentially happen to you for speaking up and start thinking about what is happening to them and the people around you because you aren't speaking up. Remember, silence is violence, silence is complicity. Speak up.
Fellow white people, European Americans, I want to talk about what's going on right now. And as a therapist that is very intentional about decolonizing, deconstructing, our comfort will not bail us the fuck out of what's happening. And a lot of things are happening right now, and a lot of white people are scrambling to get away from the feelings that you're experiencing inside your body, right? So that can look a bunch of different ways. Some people are going to pick up more substance use stuff. Some people are going to try to run to their Black, Indigenous friends or family of color and try to be like, wait, I'm still a good person, right? Or you're going to get very internal, pack down all those feelings to where you are super anxious. You start getting sick. Physically, your body's responding to this intense emotion. Some of you are going to try to numb out, or you're just going to numb out. And the important part is right now, we have to sit with the feelings that are coming out. We have to identify them. We can't run from them back to comfort, because that's how the fuck we got here, is choosing our comfort over everything. Choosing our own perceived humanity over everybody else's. This shit is in flames because of white people. That's it. Can't blame anybody else. And that's what I've been saying. The universe has come to fucking collect for white people. And in order to move forward, we have to accept that. Radical acceptance. We have to own it. We have to own how centuries of white supremacy have led us here. We have to own that our direct ancestors have played a part in setting all of this shit up to fucking explode. We have to understand the violence that comes along with whiteness. We have to understand the constant fucking crimes against humanity that defines who we are as white people. You can't run. You cannot run from these feelings. You cannot run back to comfort, because shit is getting wild, and it's actually only going to get worse. It hasn't even been 3 months yet. Things are going to get worse. And in order to move forward, we have to fucking face it. Take inventory of how your body is feeling. Process. We have to learn how to build community with each other, because we have to process through these feelings together. And we don't do that. We don't. And there's going to be a fucking shitload of different emotions that pop up. You got to feel them. You got to fucking feel the burn. Because we have to be driven to action. Off of social media, off this fucking app, we have to act. And in order for us to act, you have to engage your humanity. You have to ignite your empathy. You have to feel through this fucking pain and fear and anger, whatever you're feeling right now. You have to push through it, process it, and use it to move forward. Comfort can't be a fucking option. It's not. It's not an option. And silence is sure as fuck not an option right now. There's no middle ground at all. Nobody knows which one of us are safe. 3 out of 5 white men wanted this. 1 out of 2 white women wanted this. Those numbers are fucking insane. So what? You want to sit back and pick up a new habit? You want to run and throw all this emotional fucking chaos on anybody that doesn't look like us in order to try to soothe your own discomfort? You want to not talk about shit and just hide it and try to numb out? That shit isn't going to work. It's not going to fucking work. It is going to destroy us. If you want shit to change, you have to feel what the fuck is happening right now. You have to apply your empathy to what is happening right now. You have to tear out your humanity and bear it for the world to fucking see, so that you can activate yourself moving forward. Because the more you try to bury this shit, the more you try to numb it out, the more that you try to play both sides, the more that you try to pretend this shit isn't going on, it takes a life off your humanity every fucking time. Do not lose yourself. Do not lose yourself right now. Wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up. Feel that fucking burn. Feel that sting. Let it push you to act.
Good morning. Happy Friday. So I want to talk about something really consequential, and it's the reason for Black people's unique situation in this world. Black population's unique situation in this world as opposed to any other ethnic group. The lack of the ability to truly connect back to where our people came from, the lack of any sort of familial connections back where we came from. All right? If you're Latino and you come from any country and you end up in the United States or Europe, you can trace your lineage back. Matter of fact, you probably know people back in your lineage where your people have come from, and you can trace back their oral histories or even documented history of where you came from. You're Asian, you're Chinese, you can do the same thing. You know where you came from in China and stuff like that. You know where your people came from in China. You can actually go back and say, oh yeah, my lineage stemmed back from this dynasty and stuff like that. You can do that. Okay? If you're Asian, like East Indian, like you're from India or Bangladesh or someplace like that, you can trace it back. Okay? Any other ethnic group, and let's do it. Let's even talk about the ethnic groups of people who are considered white. If you're Irish, you know exactly which part of Ireland your people came from. You're Polish, you know which part of Poland your people came from. You're Russian or Ukrainian or wherever you came from in Europe, you know where your people came from. You're Scottish, Welsh, whatever, you know where your people came from, right? That's actually normal for most of humanity, except for Black people. Except for Black people. You see, and this gets into that kind of bullshit where they try to obfuscate that obvious glaring abnormality when it comes to Black people when they talk about, well, there was slavery everywhere. There was slavery, throughout history. There was slavery everywhere, So what makes the Atlantic slave trade so different? You guys are just trying to play victim. You guys are just trying to make yourself feel special. Stop playing victim. Pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. Stop it. Everybody was a slave at some point or the other. Part of the thing that makes human beings very, at least we think we're unique because we're to be honest, we're very, human beings are a very narcissistic species. We think that only us, ponder the meaning of existence, ponder the meaning of life. I mean, if we can't recognize that the other organism does it, if we can't comprehend it, then we think it is the case. But I'm going to go along with the accepted common assumption that human beings are the only organisms on this planet that truly ask the question, who am I? All right? We're the only ones that truly ask the question, who am I? Say I go along with that, right? To make my point. The Atlantic slave trade, in fact, and in concert with the whole creation of the race paradigm or that racial social construct, came hand in hand with targeting Black people. They didn't even do that to the indigenous, but they did it to Black people especially. They targeted Black people for erasure and destruction of our ability to say, our ability to connect with thousands of years of us asking and defining for ourselves, who am I? I'm a dark-skinned African person, or Alkebulang, as I've heard used to call the continent of Africa. Dark-skinned person. We used to define for ourselves, like all other human groups on the planet, who we are. Who am I? Who am I as a person? Who am I? And what's unique about the mid-Atlantic slave trade and the white supremacist, construct of race is that they targeted black people and only black people for kind of like a hard drive reformatting of the ability to ask, who am I? And whitey people attempted to rewrite our spiritual and our human mental hard drives of that. They tried to erase that through brutality, through buck breaking, through rape, through just sheer violence, fear, intimidation, like slaughter, everything, right? They tried to do that to us. And they were largely successful, right? They were largely successful. So this is why, and this is a large reason why, black people in the Caribbean and in Latin America and in African Americans cannot trace their lineage back to whatever specific tribe they were from or people they were in Africa. Say they cannot trace it back because the ability to do that was deliberately and violently attempted to be wiped from us. They tried to erase everything about our blackness from us, all our Africanness from us, our culture, everything. But those of you in tech, you know that even though sometimes you try to delete a file or you remove a file, the impression of that file still can be recovered somewhat. Unless you do a secure wiping procedure, that file can be recovered. You know what I'm saying? And I liken that to what happened to us. They tried to erase us, to erase who we are. They tried to delete our who am I files. But it wasn't a quote unquote secure erase. So that is why we were still able to come up with our own dialects, which is a blend of the colonizers and our own dialects, which is why we're able to come up with music the way we do and styles the way we do and our unique blend of culture and food and things we're able to do with our foods. That came from the ancestors. That came from a lasting impression that the colonialists didn't pay attention. The colonialists were unsuccessful at securely wiping. Right? But unfortunately, even though we celebrate the fact that we can do all these amazing things, that we're trendsetters, despite going through that violent, attempted, secure erase of who we are, it still results in us having serious problems in reestablishing our ancestral connections with the stock of people in Africa that we actually came from. It's why we have these diaspora wars, unfortunately. It's why we have black folks in the Caribbean and African Americans still talking about, oh, I'm not African, I'm American, I'm from America, I'm not African, I'm from the Caribbean. We still have people talking that mess. Because we can't connect ourselves back to where our genes came from, our lineages came from. We have no familial connections. Meanwhile, all other groups, even despite the fact that they've experienced genocide and colonialism and violence, they were not subjected to the same attempted mind wiping, secure erasing of who am I? That essential human trait, that essential, constant human question that drives humanity, that drives human civilization. Who am I? They attempted to erase it from black people and black people only. That is why we are in this unique situation. That is why when you talk about, oh, there were slaves everywhere else, get the whole fuck out of here with that shit. Because you know better. You know that that's some bullshit. So, have a good day, guys.
This is all I got from this video, and sincerely speaking, I don't think at this point in time Black people are going to do anything for you. I think it's time for you people to stand up, because Black people have been standing up for you people all this year. Because look at everything they've been doing, and it's you people doing it. I do not wake up to see black people trying to erase something, culture, history, and it has always been you people. So all I can say is that white people really do have a lot to do at this point in time. Get up. When I say get up and do something. Make sure that you are a voice. Make sure that you are standing tall. Make sure that you are doing what you are supposed to do for other people. Because at this point in time, you all have to really do something. We want to see you people out there doing something. We want to see you people out there working. We want to see you out there speaking. Because so far, I do not hear you people speak. I am not seeing you people speak. I am not seeing anything coming up from you people. Why are you people even speaking up right now? Because it is affecting you people. That's why majority that are speaking up are speaking up. If it had been the other way around, I know for sure that I will not see anybody speaking up. Look at the way they've been fighting so hard to erase Black history. Anything that got to do with Black people, it's not been good. Erase the history. No CRT. Black history is this. Black history is that. The worst part is that you will never hear or see them speak on all these issues, right? But you all expect Black people to do something. Not at this point, so you all can get up. Do not say that you don't know what I don't want to know what people are going to say when you stand. You have to stand for the right thing. If not, everybody's going down. Because it's been how many months? And everybody is getting the feel. So you can imagine by the time it gets to 9 months, Black, in fact, not even Black, everybody wake up every day to different stories. Yes. And majority of the things are the things that will affect people that look like me. So I am saying you all have to be on your toes. Do what you are supposed to do, because you all are humans. Enough of all that privilege that you all have been enjoying. Get up and go do the work. Bye for now.